All right, we're in the house, family, Black Power. We're in the house. Double header tonight. Double header tonight. Y'all know how we do. Just got off General Seti. About to get on Suten set. Got to get something for all my states. All my family out there. Got to get you together. I just got off of General Seti and I dropped the science on how African ancestors developed the making of the pyramid, down through the ages from the ancient burials to the mastaba, which is a single story tomb. We're in the house. Let me get all right, here we go. We're in the house. Good. Good. We're in the house. Okay, good. Now, dealing with how the pyramid developed from the mastaba. If you didn't see it, you can go back on General Seti page and you can watch that very important video. And I'm gonna step it up a little bit, and continue so we could get to the next stage. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go to the next stage, and go into the cosmology and go in how to break this beast back. You understand what I'm saying? That's what's necessary. You know what I'm saying? Too many times and we have to keep continuing to teach. Just like the goddamn Christian is out there every Sunday, every Monday, Tuesday, when the church is still there. We have to teach every day because we have different levels of Africans, different levels of African consciousness. Everybody don't know that. And so for those of us that do know, it's time to take it to the next level. That's why we got Seti University. You could go to generalseti.com and Seti University complete everything that possibly General Sarasun Seti is gonna be on that that website, and I'm developing it every day because it's a process of upload. I'm telling you, by the end of this year, man, it's gonna be over 1,000 some videos and probably 30 to 40 to 50 different subjects. You know what I'm saying? To show motherfuckers the depth. And I mean, you could go on there, you're going to be able to go on there in any history, science, cosmology, astronomy, all the religions, mythology, and what's so necessary, that Black power, politics, and economic, and going in the way that I need to go in. So y'all got the most definitely. Patreon is my debate platform. Straight fire. You know what I'm saying? That's straight fire. So when you talking about Seti University, generalseti.com, that's my aircraft carrier. But Patreon, that's my motherfucking nuclear submarine. You know what I'm saying? Just straight motherfucking nuclear, strikes. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And so when y'all listen, I'm telling you, I'm so proud to be able to provide that for the family. You know what I'm saying? So, all of them is exclusive. You understand? And for the amount that a brothers, nigga, please. I have to say that. Nigga, please. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you, man, a lifetime of even the elders, giving you all the book lists and back behind the scene footage and shit, this, that, and the third. I guarantee you, when you gonna cancel your Netflix and you gonna be on Seti University. I guarantee you. All right. Now we're dealing with the most ancient religion known to the planet. Okay? Hands down. I don't want to hear nothing about no book. I don't want to hear nothing about the Quran, the lying ass Quran. Assalamu fakum, assalamu alaikum. Okay? Hallelujah. How I fooled you. You know what I'm saying? Hallelujah, holla fooled you. You understand what I'm saying? And all the rest of that garbage. We talking about the black woman is God. Mama is God. Before any book, before any indoctrination, any ideology. You understand what I'm saying? The Holy Mother was the supreme worship of all the planet. Everywhere you go, you see the holy African mother, the holy black mother was the supreme worship in all the planet. And we can back this up. I love it because we're going to have anthropology most definitely in the house. We're going to have, using the major sign. And the Caucasoid already know this because in his books, he knows that. He knows that. But you don't know that because you've been indoctrinated into this garbage that then talked you away from your ancestral worship, okay, that they cannot get away from. Now, let me get something up here quickly. Let me work out on you folks. Let me start right here. Now, this is before, the sarcophagus. You see what I'm saying? This is before the sarcophagus. The earliest kings, and when we talk about, when you talk about being born, being buried on the horizontal level, you see what I'm saying? Where you laid out in a sarcophagus. You understand? This is when the science developed to the next level, yet it still is it built on top of the ancient foundation. Okay, you see that our ancestors were buried in what? The fetal position. These are the most ancient burials in the fetal position. And as I was reading a lot of the anthropology, the older anthropological books, this is one of the markers that the European anthropologists can tell an African burial because this shit did not exist with the European. Because just like I said, even nigga up to the Vikings and the fucking Greeks and Rome, they was putting their bodies out on the water and setting fire to the motherfuckers. So they didn't have no burials like that. So one of the common markers, one of the genetic and his cultural markers of African people was that they buried their ancestors. They buried their ancestors in the fetal position. Now we understand that the fetal position is how the child is up in his mama's stomach. You see what I'm saying? This is how you born into the world. You born from up out of your mama's stomach in what? The fetal position. Okay, this showing you the matriarchal creation of all African kind. You understand what I'm saying? So in their mind, when they was going back up into the great mother, the great cosmic mother. Okay, this ain't got nothing to do. See what? No, you can't go up and I don't even want to talk about the masculine aspect. You see what I'm saying? Even Ra, which I'm going to show you, even Ra, the king of the gods, who is symbolized by the sun, went back up as he died every day, going back up into the cosmic black mother, which we call Nu, to resurrect and be reborn the next day at sunrise. And so as we looked and we say, this is, so above, so below. We saw ourselves in the cosmos. Many of our bodily functions is regulated to some form of a star, some form of a planet. Yes, and like I say, when you talk about the woman's menstrual cycle is regulated to the moon. You understand? So every 28 days or so, she has a menstrual cycle. So they seen so many correlate. And then you talk about the sun. And to all my brothers out there, if you right, you eating right, you living right, you understand what I'm saying? And you're doing all right, you having a righteous walk. When you wake up in the morning, it ain't got to be all the time, but it'll let you know, nigga, because when you wake up, nigga, you understand, you resurrect, nigga. Straight up. You know how that motherfucker be. You know what I'm saying? When you wake up in the morning and it's like the Tekken. You know what I'm saying? That's the Tekken. You didn't re-erect it. You understand? So when you talk about resurrection, you're talking about the phallus. When you're talking about creation, you're talking about the woman. I'm here to talk science with you today. You see what I'm saying? When you talk about creation, you talk because you can't resurrect until you get here. So you resurrected, you re-erected. You understand? But you got to get here first. You understand what I'm saying? So creation is with the woman, and resurrection, re-erection is with the man. It's masculine. So we know that we is aligned with the sun. You see what I'm saying? Because like I say, when you wake up that morning and you re-erect it, that's prime evidence that you synchronize to the sun, just like the woman is synchronized to the moon. And then it's some masculine and feminine aspects to that, because you see that the woman is also synchronized to the sun also, because that's where you get Sekhmet. You understand? Then you got the moon, you got Tahuti, you got Kansu. So it's still some masculine and feminine in that. But those are two obvious, synchronizations of our bodies with astrological entities. Okay, with astrology. And so as the sun resurrect, we resurrect. You see what I'm saying? We re-erect. And so when you re-erect with your what? You're able to produce children. So the S-U-N became the S-O-N. You resurrect in your children. Okay? You resurrect in your children. That's how that go. You see what I'm saying? So we took the cosmological story and we made a anthropomorphic revision of that story. So when you talk about Nu and you talk about Ra, that's the same, that's the cosmological, and then you got Osiris and Aset and Horus. When I say anthropomorphic, that's the human version of the same story. You resurrect in your children. So again, when you're talking about going back off into salvation, going into the afterlife, going into the netherworld, you have to be reborn into, just like Ra. You got to go up into Nu to be reborn into the netherworld, into the afterlife. And so that's why all of the ancient African burials, not just in Africa, all over the world, was buried in the fetal position. That right there slams the door on the fact that the African woman was the primordial god deity that was being worshipped. Okay? Then, later on, much later, you talking about damn near, you just talking about maybe 3,000 years ago, where you start getting the masculine worship. You understand? Just yesterday. Then where you start, that's really the coming of the Caucasoid and niggas with the Caucasoid mind. But all prior to that, they knew. And I'm going to tell you something, you could come up with all the type of fake shit. I don't listen to these niggas quack. You understand what I'm saying? Because the one thing about the Africans of the Nile, that they had mastered so many of the great sciences to exactness, to where nobody can surpass them to this day. So if you see that they was worshiping that African woman, this ain't just no emotional shit. This is just the facts of reality, that if you want to develop to the level of what I am, that's just a fact. You got to come to understand. And when you develop and you put the necessary development in the energy of taking care of the woman, making sure she right, making sure that's when your nation grow. If you go outside of into any other concept, putting her on the back burner, putting the children on the back burner, putting yourself first, and not, respecting the land, respecting her, respecting the children, nigga, you end up where you at. Majority of these niggas talking about Assalamu alaikum, they running around, the Arab is in they don't even consider that their homeland. Them niggas look to Mecca. They don't want to go there. They go to Mecca. They go to Medina. They defeated. These niggas blacker than mud and they be going flying over Africa to go to Mecca, go to Medina. See, they defeated. Okay, that man got more control in his homeland than he do. You understand? Then he go to his master's homeland, bow down to his so-called holy temple. Ain't even holy. Nigga, that shit just a box in the sand. You know, you going over there and let them make up a fake Disneyland in Israel, make up some damn spots to go to. Oh, this is where Abraham slept for the night. Oh, Solomon tripped and bust his nose over here on this rock. And nigga bled and Jesus bled on, and ain't got no documentation. In every spot you stop at, nigga, you paying $100 here, $100. Oh, let me get one of them Jesus was here shirts. And you know what I'm saying? Oh, Jesus and Solomon, Abraham slept over here for one night. And you go over there and, oh, this is a holy site, this, that, and the third. Ain't got no evidence, this, that, and the third, just to be a part of your master's system of slavery. You see what I'm saying? Not understanding that the greater essence of what we was is in our own homeland, in the cultural footprints and the cultural DNA that they left. So right here, we looking at above the fetal burial. And you know what? I'm going to tell y'all something. Even when I went to the British Museum, they had, and I'm going to show you, they trying to go back to this burial. You see what I'm saying? They trying, look at this. Where is that? Here you go. They trying to go back to this ancient form of burial right here. You see what I'm saying? Where they gonna stop damn, where's my hookup at? Did I pop out? Oh, okay, here you go. I'm damn, I got a damn too many damn windows up. I thought I had damn clicked out. So this just showing you how they trying to go back to the ancient burial. Let me take this out. Make sure y'all have y'all ass in the place. God damn it. Right there. You see what I'm saying? They trying to go back to the ancient system because they know they trying to put you back into like a placenta. You understand? That's what it is, and bury you in a placenta. Okay? And you see here, you know, this is one of the ancient African burials. And what I was saying, when I went into the British Museum, they had like, it was almost like a giant, almost like a jar. You know what I'm saying? And they had put a skeleton down in the jar and had put a top on it. You understand? And the bones was in the fetal position. So they was already doing this form of burial. And at the top of this is a tree. You understand what I'm saying? And so when they bury you and then the tree come up, you can always go to the tree. And you know what I'm saying? And this is you one with the tree. And then you know what I'm saying? I guess they call it an ancestral tree. But the Africans was already doing it. Here again, you see one of the ancient African burials. Now, this burial was found down here in the Fayum, the Delta region of Egypt. You see what I'm saying? You see right there where at this point, but this is all over Africa. This is all over Europe, and this is an African cultural trait. You feel me? In which you can identify African presence. You see, and it identifies the worship of the African woman. Because ain't no European woman ever got nothing like that. They was too busy over there on that, you know, on that sissy shit. You know what I'm saying? So no woman get no respect on that level. You understand what I'm saying? And if they did have a woman deity over there, she was on some butch shit. She was a damn lesbian. You understand what I'm saying? So they didn't have no concept of, you know, you going. I didn't see no form of salvation. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see no form of salvation where you was going the Egyptian or the Nile Valley African system of worship is the first system that ever had salvation where a spirit or a soul would go off into the afterlife. Because a soul, again, like Pharaoh was teaching, is an extension of the solar system or the sun. You understand? The pineal gland, that's another extension of our physical being that's connected to an astronomical entity. So through the sun, the feminine and the masculine is where we create the melanin, which is a conductor of all types of cosmic energy, a transmitter and a receiver. So you could talk to the universe and receive information from the universe through your pineal gland and through the melanin, which is the conductor that takes all these messages all throughout your body via your nervous system. Okay? We can talk about that. Now, again, this is showing you the burials, the fetal position burials, showing you that the Africans was going back up into the Holy Mother. Not no masculine, talking about you got some God the Father, he's the provider, he's the sustainer. How the hell are you gonna sustain? And the woman got the breast. She's the sustainer. That's why you see in many of the carvings on the wall, you see the Holy Mother, breastfeeding. Now and then you talking about the cosmic Holy Mother who breastfeeding, grown, and not the breastfeeding is just an extension that spiritually, she's the provider, she's the source, the sustainer. Okay, you must, and so when you understand that, if you understand she's the sustainer, you must sustain, nigga. You can't move away from that. These sciences have been, you take care of your woman, you defend her, you take care of your children, you defend them, you take care of that house. You know how it go, nigga. Motherfucker hit that door, what, nigga? Nigga, you got to defend that door. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, that's your man. Motherfucker come up in the yard, that's her land. That's your baby's land. They come up in that nigga, that's nigga on your ass at that point. Nigga, that's what you do. That's what a lion do. That motherfucking lion can hear a motherfucker damn near, it depends on the area of his domain. That motherfucking lion will come, nigga, as soon as you step your motherfucking feet on the land. They know it. They know it, motherfucker, and they'll come for your ass. You understand what I'm saying? So the whole domain, that's one thing that lion gonna do. He gonna defend or he gonna die defending. You see what I'm saying? That's his main thing. You don't see him confused about that. He don't send the goddamn lioness out. You understand something? A lot of time they fight together. But the majority of the time, she had to fall back and take the secondary and let that motherfucking lion do what he do. And so even when you looking at that, it's giving you an indicator on how you should function. You see what I'm saying? That's an indicator on how you should goddamn function. Defending, being a protector, being a goddamn provider. Sometimes them lionesses, they go do a lot of the hunting. And then sometimes they get in over their head. Them goddamn hyenas will get deep on them. I seen that. And then you had that motherfucking one. It don't take but one fucking savage lion, nigga. And I'm telling you, nigga, they'll hit a pack of hyenas and make them motherfuckers spread the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So that's where our energy is most necessarily needed. You know what I'm saying? Because if she taking care of your children, nigga, she taking care of you. That's your resurrection. That's your dynasty, nigga. So if you provide for her so she can take care of the baby, that's you. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is you talking? That's you. That means your dynasty will rule on. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? So she is the sustainer of who you are. You resurrect through your woman. You can't resurrect. Another thing, when you think about it from the metaphysical, when you look at your queen, you already know, nigga. You get You know, that fire get to moving. You see your wife, your queen, your woman, that fire, that's resurrection. You understand what I'm saying? She bring you back to resurrection so that you can spread your seed. Nigga, that's the continuation of the dynasty. Okay, you can't do that with no damn talking about the goddamn man is the goddamn sustainer and all of that. That don't mean your place is not, don't see you getting caught up because them motherfuckers done got caught up. They didn't have that type of blueprint, cosmic blueprint. You understand? So when they ain't got nothing coming. They leaving here now. They don't have the connection to the universe. So when you look at they fucking numbers, they depleted. They gone. They leaving. They don't have no formula like that. We got the formula. You know what I'm saying? And so we understand that's why the mother law, you don't go in there and say shit. She know what to do with them kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gonna say something and straighten them out and teach them something, but more times than not, nigga, you out in the world, nigga, you handling business. She at the crib, she doing that. She's the head of the household. The man is the head of the house. You see what I'm saying? He supposed to protect. She's the head of the household. She's directing the babies on what they need to do. You gone, nigga. You ain't supposed to be up in there. So she's the head of the household. Direct. So whatever she say, that's the law. That's why my aunt is the mother. She's the law. You understand what I'm saying? She gonna put down what's necessary for them babies and everybody in the and what to do to keep the house running and functioning efficiently. And while the man was the hunter, she at home, the black woman created agriculture. She the one that put them seeds down in there, nigga. You was out there hunting. She said, nigga, come on. We losing too many of our husbands and our brothers out here. They out there hunting these goddamn animals and shit. We losing them and shit. And so she the one created agriculture. She the one developed that. And so that alone is what threw civilization to where it is today. Because once we stop having to go out and hunt and, you know, and be putting ourselves in danger, when we knew we could create a system of growing our food and we mastered that, then we could develop the other sciences. You can't develop if you in the hunter stage. You know what I'm saying? You out there in the field. But when when the black woman created agriculture and we mastered the system of agriculture, then we had leisure. We mastered our food. We mastered our shelter and our clothing. And with that gave us leisure to now go into the other sciences. You see what I'm saying? And so now this is something, remember where you saw this from the general. When you look at Newt, I want y'all to see this. Now this is Newt inside of the sarcophagus. Now this is when they start burying, not in the fetal position, but on the horizontal, the divine horizontal. Yet and still, they still had the concept of going back up in the Holy Mother, because in the top of the sarcophagus, they had the goddess Nut. And so you see here that the womb of Nut is always shown as a pyramid. You see, and you see the sun being born from her womb, and then you'll see her raising the sun up into the sky. And so when you look at the pyramid, you will see that the pyramid is only an inverted womb of the goddess Nut. That's why the kings and the queens was buried deep down inside of the pyramid, as deep as possible. You understand what I mean? Because this was the womb of the goddess Nut. So above, so below. But this is an inverted pyramid. So you can see that many times in the sarcophagus, they would show that the womb of Nut was the pyramid. So when you look at the pyramids all through Egypt, these are the inverted wombs of the great goddess, cosmic African black goddess Nut in the universe. And that the kings were, even though they weren't buried in the fetal position in the mysteries or the teachings, it was still the same ancient teaching that they believed in, that they were going back up in the Holy Mother. Okay? And so you see here, you see Nut giving birth to the son. Okay? And I'm going to go down and show you where, let me show you this. And so to show you that they also meant for this to be anthropomorphic. Now you see the little son or Heru inside. So you got two stories in one. You see the cosmic story, which is the son, and then you see the anthropomorphic story, which is our children that's being born to us. Is also the son. It's the same story to being born into the universe. Okay, they looked at the universe and say, this is how the universe came to be. It must be so for us because we see so many similarities in ourselves with the cosmos. Then this must be the way that we got here, and that when we pass on, that we also would resurrect in the afterlife. And that there's no end, that there's only a continuation. So we were the first people on the planet that had an afterlife. These motherfuckers was dropped. They didn't even know nothing about no afterlife. They didn't even know nothing. Yeah, they could look out and see something greater than them. They didn't have no concept of a deity or this, that, and the third. We gave this shit to the world, and they corrupted it and made their own sick interpretations of it that have no scientific, cosmological connection to who we are as African people. We can't connect to none of that shit because it don't have the same and that's why they civilizations only lasted a blink of an eye, because they didn't have the science, and neither did they have the cosmological makeup to even live our worship. You know, they didn't love no woman like us. These motherfuckers was too big. And that's another reason why they then died off and now they depleted. They don't understand. They didn't have nothing to do with it. You see right here. Again, you see that? You see that it's the pyramid. And you see the sun. So when you see this, it's just like when they show you the pyramid of Giza and you see the sun that's above. So you see the king is in the tomb, which is the womb. He's in the bottom of the pyramid. And so every day when the sun has come upon the point, the king spiritually has resurrected. He's resurrected at that point. You understand what I'm saying? So in all the sarcophaguses, just to show, you see that the goddess Nut is in the top of the sarcophagus. They was going black up in the Holy Mother. You don't see no man up in there. You don't see no motherfucker going up into no man. What the fuck is y'all talking about? You sound simple. You know what I'm saying? You sound, again, you see right here. You see African people are the divine seeds of the sun. So you see right there, you see the cosmological sun, and then you see the anthropomorphic sun. And you also see that the soul is what? If you study ancient Egypt and you study the carvings on the, they always portray the soul as being black. Black. That's divine. You see what I'm saying? You come down, you see the goddesses holding up the sun, giving birth to the sun. Okay, and we'll get off into the cobras, king cobras at that, being the divine protector. Those two goddesses, that's the two serpents at the top. Okay, so they are, when you look at the ancient carvings and the metal natter, what they call the metal natter, if you see a serpent, if it don't have the crown, and sometimes even with the crown of the king, it can usually to define that it's a man, it got to have a beard. If it don't have a beard, it's a goddess. You understand what I'm saying? It's a goddess. The serpent, it was defined as the goddess, and we'll get off into that because that's gonna take me into a whole different subject. Again, showing you, Nut, and these are different sarcophagus. This is actually the same one. And you see again, you look up in there, and you also see that lotus up in there. You see that lotus. So you got to be looking for that. And again, you see over here, you see here that this is the yellow sun. You understand? That's the waning sun. You understand what I'm saying? Young sun, or the young sun, or the waning sun. But then when you see that red one, that's the one that, you know, coming to full strength. You see what I'm saying? So you got the different, and so you a child, or you an elder, and then you that magnificent king, you that, you know, that lion king when you have full strength. Let me bring this down. Now you can even see, even in West Africa. You see what I'm saying? You see the extension of these teachings. A lot of people try to, you know, disconnect all of Africa has the same basic blueprint. You understand what I'm saying? You can go all across Africa and find the leopard, the pineal, the serpent representing the pineal gland. I didn't see, and it's shocking, but people don't take the time because many of their teachers ain't as profound as the general. And, you know, they can't show you that. You understand what I'm saying? And so you see that the matrilineal worship was all over Africa. Now, let me come up here. Now, this is even showing you right here. We're talking about what they call the Venus. These are the oldest statues of humans on the planet. Okay? This is the African woman. You see the coily hair. You see that she's pregnant. You see her breast is large because she's ready to breastfeed. You see what I'm saying? And so you see, this is the oldest worship, and you see that this one particularly, they call this Willendorf. Not because no motherfucking European in Willendorf had anything to do with it. This was found, Willendorf is a part of Austria. Okay? This proved that the African was on the soil of what they call Europe before any Caucasoid. You see what I'm saying? So this one is 28,000 to 25,000 BC. It wasn't no Caucasoid nowhere on the planet out the cave yet. Okay? Nowhere. You go right here. This one right here was found in Czechoslovakia. Okay? This one was found in Czechoslovakia. Look at it. 29,000 to 25,000 BCE. Okay? Now, when you look at these dots, this show you. You know what I'm saying? And not only do you find, listen, they find the dials. Hear me out. I want y'all to hear this now. They find the little fertility in the hands of the ancestors in the fetal position. See, this is amazing. This is amazing. They find the little Venus dial, what they call the Venus, little African goddesses, in the hands of the ancestors in the fetal position. Okay? To let you know this is what they was going. So you can see the concept in Europe and Africa and Asia, even coming over here into the Americas. This is what it was. Okay? This is a genetic, historical, cultural marker that's show and prove. I've seen Europeans say this is an African marker. Okay? This is an African marker. And they don't want to show you this because they done ran their mouth. See, the earlier white boys, they didn't think niggas would be reading this shit. They didn't think Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, John G. Jackson, Sheikh Diop, J.A. Rogers, Ivan Van Sertima, and all the great ancestral scholars that bust this shit open would ever bring you this information and show you these white boys telling you that this was an African cultural trait. You understand what I'm saying? And so let me move down. Now, this is, even though you see the Willing, this is so-called the Venus of Willendorf, you see this the little twat. See, now this is in the Adamite Islands on the other side of India. So you see exactly who that is. That's the little short twat. That's the woman of the Twa. You know the Twa Bes and Ptah, the earliest gods of Egypt. You understand what I'm saying? This is the woman of the little Twa that motherfuckers call the pygmy. which is a derogatory word. Okay, so it's the toi, and so you see that they were in Europe, they were in so-called, they was in obviously they was in Asia because they still there. They call them Negrito. Okay, if you come down, you see that's the Adamite eye. This India over here. This India way over here. This past India. And so this show you, they call them Negritos, right? They call them Negrito, and they show you this area where they was even in, they trying to regulate it. You understand what I'm saying? They were in Japan, because even the Japanese, now look, it's so goddamn funny. Before the Japanese, you see, because they ain't nothing but Mongoloids. You see what I'm saying? They came to that island. They say the Ainu people was there. Nah, they ain't nothing but a partially Caucasoid Indian motherfucker, they damn self. Now, when they went to the Ainu people, who supposedly lived in the north, they spoke of a little short, little man. They try to make him like the leprechaun. You understand what I'm saying? Has some extraordinary power, but they speak of the little twa. I got the facts. So even in Japan, they speak about the little twa that was there before they got there. So even when you talk, I showed you Tasmania, and you see the last of the Tasmania, they were twa. They was like little Negritos, little short people. So damn, I mean, that show you right there that the African was the first on all continents. So the only place, I mean, where the hell did the European come from? That's a very serious question. He's not a European, and I back this up because if you look at the top nations with skin cancer today, damn near out of the top 20, 15 of them are in Europe. They in Europe. Okay, they in Europe. Okay, so that means you ain't even from there. You goddamn from up out of the goddamn Siberia. Your ass is from damn out of, or you somehow your ass crashed on from a comet, some goddamn way. I don't know where you come from. Goddamn it, but I hope you get you a goddamn one-way ticket and get your ass on back there. You see what I'm saying? But that's proof positive. If they was indigenous to Europe, why is they getting skin cancer in Europe? Why is 15 of the top nations with skin in Europe? Come on now, we got to talk about this, okay? The land of your origin is, you customize, your DNA, your makeup is customized to that land. You understand what I'm saying? You wouldn't be having all these ailments if that was the land of your origin. Let me come on down, family. Let me come on down so you can see all of these areas, where they say living populations with possible Negrito affiliation. So you see all, and you can see down here in Tasmania, if I don't know if you can see all, if you can't see it from this particular, you see a goddamn skull like death. They done exterminated them all down here on Tasmania. So you see they was in Australia, all through Indonesia, and that's why when I say Nagas, niggas don't want to understand that what they call today where you find Angkor Wat, which is in Cambodia, which was the ancient land of Cambodia, okay? And you see all up through Vietnam, all up through Cambodia, you see the Negritos. So when I say, goddamn it, we is the Naga, that's what we is. Nigga, we backing this shit up. Ain't no make-believe, nigga. So right here, you see our Set is who raised us up from the dead. You understand what I'm saying? But you don't understand the metaphysical of that. You understand what I'm saying? That that beautiful African goddess raised us up from the dead. You understand? To a living perpendicular. To a living upright. And the symbolic symbol of that is the obelisk or the Tekken. Okay, let me come on down. And you see right there, if I move it, you will see the sun there. So you got the anthropomorphic story, which comes from the cosmic story. But the two is connected anyway, because just like I said, if you right, my brother, if you right, you eating right, you living right, you thinking right, many times when you wake up in the morning, your tech can be right and exact. It didn't resurrect it because the sun is pulling on you, nigga. The melanin then come, and so it pulling on you, nigga, and it'll raise you up, nigga, straight up. So you got to understand that. And so you come down and you see here, you see right here, you see the son born through the womb of his mother Nu. So even in that cosmological sense, the womb of Nu is the black hole. That's the black hole of the most powerful entity in all creation is the black hole. That motherfucker could be smaller than this hole that I'm creating with my hand, and it can pull the sun in that motherfucker. Do you hear what I'm saying? It could be smaller than the goddamn, it could be smaller than this. The hole in my hand, and it'll pull the motherfucking sun through there. That's how powerful the black hole. That's the womb of Nu. Okay, that's what everything in creation came through that black hole. You understand what I'm saying? And when you talk about the Big Bang, what I just told you, where you talking about, that's only a watered down version of the cosmic ejaculate, the cosmic. You understand when the God busted that cosmological ejaculation, nigga, and it didn't go bang, it went boom, nigga. Ain't no motherfucker gonna be no bang, the big bang, nigga, the big boom. You understand? So this was the coming together of the cosmic mother and the and so they didn't took all the spirituality out of it, and all they say is the big bang. That's how you know that shit garbage. If you didn't took it like as if we didn't have it, but you raped it of the spirituality. You raped it of the procreation aspect, because you are not connected to the universe like we are. Listen, thank the ancestors. Africa is back. Population-wise, Africa is listen, it's over 2 billion. It's over 2 billion Africans. It's more African people on the planet than any other people. Chinese, Indian, any of them motherfuckers. Do not let them lie to you. And we most spread out on this planet. Listen, let me talk to you. Let me go down. Again, when you go even into Asia, you go into the Americas, you go into Africa, you go into, it's at least, listen to me, it's at least 250 million Africans on every continent. It's over damn near 2 billion on the African continent itself. But if you go into Asia and count all the Africans, it's over 250 million Africans in Asia. It's over 250 million Africans in the Americas. If you count them all, they're going to undercount, because that's what they're supposed to do. And if you go into Europe, I'm not sure if it's 250, but it's at least 100 and some million Africans in goddamn Europe. And that's why they're trying to stop the overflow of Africans coming into Europe. So when you're talking about spread out over the earth, and you talking about hundreds of millions of people, if Africans would follow the Seti doctrine of gas, global African supremacy, you ain't got to send no army nowhere, nigga. That's already there. Just like the European. If you got to go to war with the Iranians, he gonna have to send his military. We ain't got to send nobody nowhere, nigga. We already there. Nigga, we got an army on a nigga of hundreds of millions of Africans on every fucking continent. We don't have to send nobody, no motherfucker. We already there deep. You see what I'm saying? So if we would follow the Seti doctrine of gas, global African supremacy, wherever you at, wherever your numbers is the majority, you should be supreme in that land. And if you practice that, and you even in many of these cities in the United States, many of these states, and nigga, you will be practicing global African supremacy all over the planet. We would run it, and we would run it rightfully so, because if we supreme in the land, then who else should run it but us? We shouldn't, no other man should be in our land running us and telling us what to do. That's bullshit. You know, not only supreme in politics, supreme in spirituality, supreme in economics, supreme in law, supreme in all things of existence. We should be supreme. All that other shit don't add up. You understand what I'm saying? It don't add up. You know what I'm saying? So we have to deal with that. Okay, and so let me come down. And so I end with this just to show you that they know. You see this shit? You see to the right? You see how they done took the concept and changed the shit into Christianity. Look at this. They done took little Heru. They done took Heru, which is the sun, the S-O-N, also the S-U-N, because it's one and the same. One is cosmological, one is anthropomorphic, the same entity, two different areas of existence. And then they done came over here and created this fraudulent Frankenstein of a religion and raped of his true spirituality. One they cannot live out, one they cannot live out, one they, because number one, they're deficient in production of people, so they can't live it out. You understand? They can perpetrate because they know the truth. They can't live it out. So you got to go back to the science of the ancestors. You got to go back to the worship of the black. Not, and see, again, I want to end this because we say that don't mean for no nigga gonna be no bitch. Yeah, that don't mean you giving up your manhood, you stupid ass nigga. That mean you a greater king because you ain't, you act like you, what the word is? Because the woman giving her respect, somehow you scared of that, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's a scared nigga. You know what I'm saying? She gonna always need that protection. She gonna always need, so that it's gonna be a mutual respect for our positions. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like she gonna overpower. It's a balance in that. You know what I'm saying? Just like you play her, she gonna play her part. And when you come to the kingdom, everything gonna be in place. Your children gonna be healthy. Your dynasty gonna last for thousands of years. She doing while you doing what's needed for you. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you carrying the blocks, nigga, but she also an architect. She also laying out the blueprint for the great architecture. You the nigga out there that's doing the heavy work. You understand, the major work in that instance when it's physical, but her mind is great as yours. She your mama, nigga. She taught you what you know. So it's a balance in that. And so when we have that mutual respect and balance for each other, that's the greatest blueprint for global African supremacy. All that other shit, y'all can throw that shit in the garbage. If you lacking in respecting and protecting your woman and your children, you are deficient, nigga. And I can guarantee you, your ass is going down, period. When you respect that, put that first and foremost, nigga, you gonna prosper for eternity. I'm out of here. You can go and mumble and grumble, and nigga, I tell you what, watch the king, General Sarasun said, me and mine's gonna be thriving. You could believe that. We gonna be thriving. And I wish you the best. I hope you thriving out there also in all that your endeavors. But you know, the ancestors put down an exact science, just like they calculated that calendar, just like they built them to. They had exact sciences because it had been handed down 100,000 years. The black woman is God, nigga. And when the sooner you come to understand that and bring it to fruition and Practice it every day. Nigga, you're going to become a greater man, a greater king, and your empire is going to rise up again on this planet. This is the General Sarah Suten Seti, and I'm out. Black Power. I see y'all this Sunday. The link is down. The Making of a Nigga. You got to see this. You got to see this. It's the twin lecture to The Making of the White Man. You want to be in the house. It's just as shocking. Don't show up. Had a mirror. You might pass out. Nigga get to smelling sauce. Wait back up. Get back on this lecture. Study it. Purge. Detox. Heal yourself. Heal yourself. Become greater. Use a king. Use a god. Use a queen. Use an empress. Use a goddess. Heal yourself. See the real. This is the General Seti, and I'm black at y'all motherfuckers again with this real fucking talk. Black Pop.